Part 65. Divine System of the Strongest Card Supplier in the End Times, Doomsday Strongest Card Supplier. Author, Shu Yu. Chapter 641. Fang Fan was instantly happy. This is called Lu Yin Huaming Yu Village. Embarrassed to the end, to win. Boss. What's the point of talking nonsense with this guy? If you want me to say it, I'll be hammered to death. Zhou Kaishan in the back is so anxious that he can't wait to go up and do it now. This hall master is acting, how can you wait for your beak? Fang Fan snorted and used those virtual divine powers specially. This time the winged people were even more frightened. The spiritual clan chief Ling Shang on the side has already fallen to the ground. Too awesome. The lord of the hall is really a god. Fool these idiots for a while. This is the patriarch of the winged clan. The powerful existence of the 8-star king realm. He could only kneel in front of the hall master. It's unbelievable. It's so arrogant to burst. In fact, Ling Shang really thinks about it. Lord Hall Master, let's pretend it's almost enough. If you continue to install it, it will be a special leak. There are thousands of ethnic groups who want to submit to my command. Why should I accept your winged people? Furthermore, the realm of the 8th rank king is too low. Fang Fan said seriously. Ling Shang, who was standing beside him, rolled his eyes subconsciously. Fang Fan said this completely because he wanted to defeat Yi Lingtian's last psychological defense. At this moment, he was still very wary of Fang Fan. At this time, it seems a little impractical to directly use the Advanced King Realm War Slave card to accept it as a war slave, and there is even a risk of backlash. It's time to miss out, you'll have to play it all. Great Hall Master of the Human Emperor's Palace, I have millions of divine crystals in my Yiren clan, and I would like to offer them all. My winged people have one main plane of winged people, and more than 10 subordinate planes, all of whom are willing to dedicate to the master of the palace. Yi Lingtian was rude just now, please give us a chance. Yi Lingtian felt the oppression of boundless divine power, and did not dare to move lightly. Although the hall master of the human sovereign palace in front of him looks young, his tone is extraordinary. Even the combat power of the 8-star king realm is a spicy chicken in his eyes. Could it be that this man's palace is not only a 9th rank power, but also a senior 9th rank power? About to be promoted to the 8th rank power? Yi Lingtian felt that his heart was about to beat. If they can really join a senior 9th rank force, it is really a chance for their winged people. It was originally a disaster, but now it has suddenly become a major opportunity for the transformation of the winged people. Fang Fan narrowed his eyes. Good guy, millions of divine crystals. The winged people are very proud. A low-grade divine crystal is equivalent to 10,000 top-grade magic crystals. Converting millions of divine crystals into top-quality magic crystals has 10 billion pieces. All of them are used to buy promotion cards. You can also buy 1 million king-level promotion cards. This is the symbol of strength. Like the spiritual race, if all the family backgrounds are added together, I am afraid that there will be 18,000 divine crystals. Seeing that the momentum was almost built, Fang Fan slowly started to move forward. At this moment, 5 or 6 minutes have passed since the Arigama's Majesty magical skill has passed. If you put it on again, after the 10-minute time limit expires, it should all collapse. Million divine crystals, although it's not too many, it's better than nothing. And, you are quite sincere. You are in the 8-star king realm now? Within 10 years, I guarantee you to be promoted to the emperor realm. Under my command, only the emperor's realm can have some status. Fang Fan waved his hand and said boldly. Divine System of the Strongest Card Supplier in the End Times, Doomsday Strongest Card Supplier. Author, Shu Yu. Chapter 642. Fang Fan was really talking nonsense. But Yi Lingtian didn't just listen, he took it seriously. He thinks this is an opportunity. A chance for a winged race to rise in an all-round way. If you can grasp this opportunity, the winged people may be able to climb a large level. Yi Lingtian was shaking with excitement. The realm of the Emperor. That is another great realm beyond the realm of kings. In his life, he thought that being able to be promoted from the 8-star king realm to the 9-star king realm was already a manifestation of his ancestors. But I didn't expect, he actually still has the opportunity to be promoted to the Emperor realm. Although Yi Lingtian is cunning, after being fooled by Fang Fan like this, he has completely believed it. Smart is mistaken by smart. That's the truth. The boundless pressure emanating from Fang Fan is too strong. Yi Lingtian took a few deep breaths, and his face became extraordinarily flushed. I, Yi Lingtian, would like to lead all the winged people to join the palace of the Emperor. For the master of the palace to drive. Bang bang bang. Yi Lingtian knocked his head on the ground, making a loud bang. Patriarch, think twice. This is about the life and death of my winged people. There is a clan of the winged human race 6-star king realm who is obviously more witty, and hasten to stop it. Just surrendering in front of a stranger like this is a bit sloppy. The point is that the so-called hall master of the Emperor's palace in front of him is too young. I always feel unreliable. Snapped. The slap sounded, this time it was not Fang Fan's beating, but the patriarch of the winged clan did it himself. A big-eared scratcher fanned the face of the winged clan's face. The voice was extremely clear. Don't be rude in front of the hall master. Next time, kill Wushi. Yi Lingtian said viciously to the Iron clansman who had just spoken behind him. Then he looked at Fang Fan with a flattering face. Master Palace Master, the people in the clan are not very sensible, please don't care about it. The sincerity of my winged people to submit to the Palace Master is still very good. This is some respect from my winged people, please accept it with a smile. Yi Lingtian delivered a storage ring. Fang Fan squinted his eyes, penetrated into his spiritual power and glanced at it, and his eyes shrank suddenly. Good guy, glance at your mental power, and there are at least 700,000 or 800,000 low-grade divine crystals in it. There are so many other treasures. There are also 13 plane keys. The so-called plane key is actually a device that can directly open a matching plane. After activating this plane key, a plane channel can be formed directly. Entering from this plane channel, you can directly enter the corresponding plane. Generally speaking, those who have this plane key indicate that they have completely controlled this plane. Take this to enslave the creatures of this plane. 13 plane keys mean that the winged people have conquered 13 planes of other races. These are the most precious treasures. Even more precious than those 7 or 8 million divine crystals. Yi Lingtian's sincerity is very strong. At least from Fang Fan's point of view, there is no problem. It's time to close the net. Fang Fan silently helped Yi Lingtian up. I like being honest. You are very good. Let go of your resistance consciousness, I'm going to give you a good fortune. As for how much you can absorb, it's up to you. Fang Fan was still pretending to say, this is the last link. If the talent is enough, it is not impossible to be promoted to the Emperor's realm in one fell swoop. You are listening to Novels at Bless Up channel. Wish you happiness and luck. Please subscribe to receive new novels. How do you feel about this novel? Please like and leave a comment. Divine System of the Strongest Card Supplier in the End Times, Doomsday Strongest Card Supplier. Author, Shu Yu. Chapter 643. To pretend to be forced, you must install a full set, and pay attention to the unity of words and deeds. Fang Fan obviously has a knack for pretending to be coercive. The Emperor's Realm. Hey, thank you for the gift from the owner. I know that my talent is limited, and I don't expect any Emperor's Realm, as long as I can be promoted to the 9-star King's Realm, the 9-star King's Realm, also known as the True King's Realm. As Yi Lingtian spoke, he knelt down again, and silently removed all resistance from his body. 9 minutes have passed since Fang Fan cast the majesty of the arrogant god. The time is just right. It took 9 minutes to lay out, and finally I was fooled into believing this cunning fellow. Use the advanced King's Realm War Slave card. Fang Fan snorted. This card was directly attached to Yi Lingtian's forehead, and all of a sudden the light flickered. Swoosh swish. Ding. Consume a high-level King's Realm War Slave card and gain an 8-star King's Realm War Slave. Call. It worked. This kind of War Slave card is indeed a good thing, but it does have some limitations in its use. For example, it must be completely surrendered by the user, or completely let go of its own defense. Such an opportunity is quite rare. Okay. Get up. Fang Fan shrugged. The time was just right. The majesty of the arrogant god, there is only 10 minutes, and within 10 minutes, Fang Fan completed the final big trick. Ah, Hall Master, I didn't feel the improvement of my realm. Yi Lingtian raised his head and said in surprise. Fang Fan couldn't take it anymore at this moment. Even if there is no direct laughter, it is not bad. Don't worry, follow me, there will be opportunities in the future. Fang Fan glanced at Yi Lingtian. Tisk tisk praise, an 8-star King Realm War Slave. If cultivated well, the value is infinite. Palace Master, what do you mean, are you kidding me? Yi Lingtian's face suddenly changed. He was indeed dizzy by being fooled before, but that doesn't mean he is stupid. On the contrary, his cunning are no match for ordinary people. At this moment, he stared at Fang Fan, and suddenly had a bad feeling. Clan head, young Master Yizhan, he killed him. A winged human race with only one wing suddenly flew over in the distance, covered in blood, looking extremely miserable. Yuhui. What the hell is going on? You are Janus Guard Captain, he is dead, why are you not dead yet? Yi Lingtian glared fiercely at the winged man in front of him, and the murderous intent was violently revealed in his eyes. Patriarch, I was lucky enough to escape with my life, quickly kill him. He is a human race. Young Master Yizhan is dead at his hands. It was too far away before, but I couldn't hear it clearly. Now that the distance is closer, Yi Lingtian can hear it clearly. His most admired heir. Among the descendants of his blood, the grandson who had the most hope of being promoted to the throne of the true king was killed by the so-called shopkeeper of the emperor's palace in front of him. Just now, he was throwing his 5 bodies on the ground. No. The invincible aura of the young man in front of him has also disappeared. If you look closely, it's just an ordinary person. How dare you lie to me? Ah, you bastard. I, Yi Lingtian, have traveled through the heavens for nearly 1,000 years, and I have never suffered such humiliation. I'm going to kill you. Kill you. Yi Lingtian's expression gradually became crazy. Divine System of the Strongest Card Supplier in the End Times, Doomsday Strongest Card Supplier. Author, Shu Yu. Chapter 644. No matter how stupid he is, he should wake up now. It's just that everything seems to be too late. The corners of Fang Fan's mouth raised slightly. It might be more painful to wake up at this time. It's just so vague, isn't it good? Hey, you want to kill yourself, it's my fault. Fang Fan's face showed no fear when he looked at Yi Lingtian, the patriarch of the 8-star King Realm Wing clan, who rushed up. Boss, let me fight him. He. I've been waiting impatiently for a long time. Zhou Kaishan looked excited, thinking that he could finally fight. Ling Shang, the patriarch of the spiritual clan on the side, panicked instantly. The secret path is dead this time. This is the patriarch of the winged clan. The invincible existence of the 8-star King realm. There are still so many winged human kings who are eyeing the tiger. Although I thought so in my heart, Ling Shang still charged forward without hesitation. Fang Fan is the master of the palace of the emperor. Where Fang Fan is there is the imperial palace. And, Fang Fan has the grace to know him. Even if he is dead, he will protect the safety of the hall master. Ling Shang gritted his teeth and rushed over desperately. Palace master. After I'm here, you should evacuate. Ling Shang howled and rushed over with his weapon in hand. Ha ha. My great priest, don't be so excited. Seeing Ling Shang's appearance, Fang Fan nodded secretly. To be able to make such a reaction subconsciously when the spirit is still ignorant of the fundamentals is a sign of loyalty. Stop. Yi Lingtian. Do you still want to kill the Lord? Fang Fan's furious sound came, and Yi Lingtian's complexion instantly turned pale. It hurts. My head. My head hurts. You, what did you do to me? You goddamn bastard. If you have the ability, don't use these demonic heresy methods. Let's go head to head. Bean-sized sweat beads permeated Yi Lingtian's forehead, and his body began to tremble uncontrollably, swaying. One-on-one. Tisk, you are an 8-star king, but I'm not a 3-star king. We are singled out, and you are too embarrassed to say it. Fang Fan directly exposed his cultivation, and Yi Lingtian's eyes were instantly bloodshot. He was actually fooled by a guy in the 3-star king realm. Shame. This is the greatest shame. Fang Fan had been sitting in the Jiaolong frame just now. This kind of God-given thing is really unusual, and he can hide his cultivation base. It's really not bad. That's why Yi Lingtian didn't notice the change in his cultivation just now. From now on, I am your master, and you are my war slave. Do you understand? Fang Fan's eyes glanced at Yi Lingtian, and he accepted a 3-star king level war slave, and he was very happy in his heart. Is it equivalent to an extra 8-star king realm thug? Roar. Impossible. I am going to kill you. You give it to me. Kill these guys in front of me. Do it. I'm going to commit suicide. I have been arrogant all my life, how could I be controlled by you? Human boy, you think too much. Yi Lingtian had a gloomy look on his face. Obviously, he already had an idea in his heart. Are you sure that after you commit suicide, these shrimp soldiers and crabs of your winged people will be my opponents? Fang Fan glanced at the winged people in front of him with a look of contempt. In the Yiren clan, apart from Yi Lingtian, the 8-star king realm patriarch, the rest are a 7-star king realm, and more than a dozen 6-star king realm. But on Fang Fan's side, there are 2 7-star king realm. As for the 6-star king realm, plus the spiritual clan, it's even more. Divine system of the strongest card supplier in the end times, Doomsday strongest card supplier. Author, Shu Yu. Chapter 645. Zhou Kaishan and Xiao Jinlong exposed the cultivation of the 7-star king realm, and the scene was shocked. Yi Lingtian's face gradually darkened. He is very clear, the winged people, this time it is really planted. Whether he wants to admit it or not, this is true. People control their own lifeline and life and death. Yi Lingtian's hands trembled slightly, holding the long sword in his hand, wanting to be cruel, so he wiped his neck. But he is the patriarch. He is the patriarch of the winged people. He shoulders the burden of the rise of the winged people. This burden, he has to pick it up. Even if it can't rise, it can't kill the dead race. If he dies, he will die, but if it is a drag on the winged people, how can he bear it? You let them go. Let them go. I can kill myself in front of you. Yi Lingtian struggled for a long time, and finally felt that, he would still die to thank the world. He feels that if he is dead, he should be able to completely suppress this inconceivable disaster. Haha, Do you think you still have the bargaining chip to negotiate the price with me? Your life was originally mine, as long as I am willing, you will die now because of the explosion of your soul. Using this as a bargaining chip, are you looking down on me? Think I'm stupid? Fang Fan pouted and complained to himself, can you bring some brains? All these unrealistic. Then I just handed you a storage ring, which contains most of my winged people's net worth and 13 plane keys, isn't that enough? You insist on letting my winged people die. Only when the species is wiped out, are you happy? Yilingtian's face is full of grievances, he hates it. I hate myself for trusting this bastard in front of me. Make yourself unable to escape now. At this time, putting yourself in such a situation is tantamount to letting the entire winged people die. The winged people have been brilliant for thousands of years, and they were defeated in his hands. It's not that you have to exterminate your dead clan, I've said it before. Surrender. Surrender to me. You become my war slave. Establishing meritorious deeds, what? These are all things you said yourself, don't you remember? Fang Fan glanced at Yilingtian. To tell the truth, the fighting power of the winged people is really good. If they can recruit them properly, millions of elites will be at their fingertips. To put it bluntly, Fang Fan just wanted them to be cannon fodder. The Palace of Human Emperor is initially established, and I don't know how many risks it will face in the future. First, find a cannon fodder to block it in front of it, and it can also make the race less troublesome. You are going to enslave my clan. If you really are the master of the 9th rank power, it's fine. My winged people, even if I surrender to you, it's not wrong. But you are all liars. Your power is not comparable to that of our winged people, how can you say such things with such a face? Will your conscience not hurt? Yilingtian was panting heavily, he was about to explode. Who said that my identity was faked? I am indeed the master of the Palace of the 9th rank influence. The new force that was just established. Otherwise, where do you think I got the dragon car? Fang Fan pouted, this is indeed true. Haha, don't try to lie to me. Which one of the 9 rank power masters is not a powerhouse in the real king realm? You are a 3-star king realm. Yilingtian doesn't want to say anything extra, it's too embarrassing. He was a dignified 8-star king, but he was actually pitted into such a ghost by a junior of a 3-star king. You are listening to Novels at Bless Up channel. Wish you happiness and luck. Please subscribe to receive new novels. How do you feel about this novel? Please like and leave a comment. Divine System of the Strongest Card Supplier in the End Times, Doomsday Strongest Card Supplier. Author, Shu Yu. Chapter 646. Thousands of years have all lived on the dog. I'm the most unique one, can't I? This, do you know me? Fang Fan took out a gilded token and threw it directly into Yilingtian's hand. On the token, it is clearly written, 9th rank power, the Palace of the Emperor. This is something that is struck by the sky and the earth, and it cannot be faked. This is a power order. This is real. Are you really the palace master of the 9 rank power human emperor's palace? How on earth did you do it? The divine calamity that established the 9th rank power, ordinary real king level powerhouses can't resist. Yilingtian can't believe it at this moment. The naked facts are in front of his eyes, but there is still a sense of hum in his heart. It just feels so unreal. Sometimes, life has to have a little miracle, doesn't it? For example, isn't the patriarch of the winged clan of the dignified 8-star king realm also my war slave at this moment? I want to say that I am the son of God's choice, do you believe it? I was born with the ability to communicate with the gods. The gods escorted me. It's only been 3 months since I practiced. Within a year, I will definitely be able to break through to the Emperor realm. Sometimes, Don't compare yourself with a son of God like me, you will doubt your life. The Son of God's abandonment was abruptly said by Fang Fan to be the Son of God's choice. Coercion. As long as the energy is right at the beginning, it is right to flicker hard at the back. The gods, it's really not fair. Since you are really the master of the 9th rank power human emperor's palace, then I have nothing to say. It's okay to submit to you, but you have to establish an alliance contract with me. Don't deliberately abuse my winged people. Don't deliberately use them as cannon fodder. Otherwise, I would rather the winged human race be wiped out. I don't want them to suffer these unfair treatment. Yi Lingtian's brows were almost wrinkled, and he was very worried that Fang Fan would not agree to his conditions. In fact, Fang Fan really didn't want to hear him continue talking nonsense. But when he heard that he was going to establish a 10,000 clan alliance contract, Fang Fan suddenly laughed. It doesn't matter if you establish 100 such contracts. I have a special system of antivirus, this contract is invalid for him. No problem, hurry up and build it. Fang Fan waved his hand and urged. Call. Yi Lingtian was relieved, Fang Fan was able to agree to this condition, and it seemed that he did not intend to use the winged people as cannon fodder. I, Yi Lingtian, of the winged human race, the patriarch of the winged human race, voluntarily surrender to the human race. I will never leave. Loyalty. Never betray the human race. But the human race also treats us as brothers and comrades in arms, and we cannot be easily killed or forced. For cannon fodder. If you violate this contract, you will be punished by the gods. My Terran Fang Fan. I agree to this contract and the gods testify. A simple little ceremony, casual and simple. Compared to Yi Lingtian's serious face, Fang Fan was much more lazy. Ding. A trace of divine intrusion was detected, and the system turned on antivirus mode. Ding. Divine power has been absorbed by the system. Ding. This contract will have no binding force on the host. Fang Fan stretched his back, familiar operation, familiar taste, the system is still so powerful. Yi Lingtian pays respects to the palace master. After the 10,000 clan alliance contract was established, even if Yi Lingtian was not reconciled, he could only bow his head and become a servant. Originally, Fang Fan had already prepared a bloody battle and planned to lose his troops and lose his generals. Did not expect to go back and forth, but also a lot of income. Divine system of the strongest card supplier in the end times, Doomsday strongest card supplier. Author, Shu Yu. Chapter 647. Surprises are everywhere. Create as long as you want. Dare to travel the world. The family background of the winged people is still quite rich. There are tens of thousands of patriarchs of the King's Realm and Wing Clan, 8 stars, 9 stars, and 10 stars, even more. Fang Fan almost had the urge to slaughter Guang for a killing point. Fortunately, this impulse was finally suppressed. Yi Lingtian, the patriarch of the winged clan beside him, was a little nervous when Fang Fan saw him. He thought to himself, does this man have any special hobbies? As everyone knows, he actually walked through the gate of hell just now. Fang Fan calculated in his heart how many thousand killing points he could get after the 8th rank king level aliens were slaughtered. Fang Fan still sent people to watch the entrance of the plane passage in the M realm, reporting the follow-up situation at any time. The M boundary is now a barren land. If it is attacked by aliens again, it may be used as a buffer place. As long as the news is delivered in time, Fang Fan can come back at any time to preside over the overall situation. Everyone went straight back to the palace of the emperor. When I went there, it was only 100,000 with the addition of 100,000 sea clans. When he returned, he brought an army of millions of winged humans with him. All the way to the sky and the sun, the scale is still very large. World Babel dialog box. Ah, What did I see? So many birdmen. Could it be, are these birdmen going to take bloody revenge on our human race? Hi, God Fang Fan, where's God Fang Fan? Is God Fang Fan dead already? My God, then aren't we completely screwed? What can I do? Hope is completely over. Hoo hoo, this is too sad. Everyone should enjoy, what to do, anyway, there are not many days. The end of the world, is it finally here? The human race, it's so sad. Hi, no. I'm in Huicheng now, those winged people just passed over my head, I seem to see Fang Fan leading these winged people. These winged people seem to be subdued by Fang Fan. Hee, are the people upstairs too optimistic? Recover the winged people? Why don't you go to the sky? Why don't you stand side by side with the sun? Do you know what you are talking about? Just nonsense. The winged people are but a patriarch with an 8-star king realm, no matter how powerful God Fang Fan is, he can't rise to that level. The human race is dead. I want to take advantage of this last time to do all the things I wanted to do but didn't dare to do before. Ha ha ha. The sense of guilt released. I am here. You idiots. Can you have any brains? Did you see these wingmen attack you? If it wasn't for being subdued by the great god Fang Fan, you can still howl here now. A group of people who watch the fun and don't think it's a big deal, the human race will only get better and better under the leadership of the great god Fang Fan. The great god Fang Fan has established the Hall of the Emperor. This is the pillar spirit of our human race. Open the world Tongtian ranking at will, and Fang Fan sees this. There are wise men and fools. No group can be generalized. The palace of the emperor was first built, and the structure in all aspects was not yet perfect. But there is one thing, when the 10,000 races are fighting each other, it is extremely crucial to improve the combat effectiveness of their own forces. Power comes from the barrel of a gun, this sentence can be used forever. Although the palace of the emperor is wearing the skin of the 9th rank power, but his family knows his own affairs and must not be too inflated. Divine system of the strongest card supplier in the end times, Doomsday strongest card supplier. Author, Shu Yu. Chapter 648. It is too difficult to copy Yi Lingtian as a war slave for the second time. Call everyone, hold a military meeting. All mid-level and above officers must participate. Fang Fan narrowed his eyes, a brief military plan had already taken shape in his mind. In the hall of the emperor, 100 generals gather. Fang Fan looked up and down, and there are actually all races. Human race, spirit race, wing human race, as well as the enslaved races of the 13 planes originally ruled by the wing human race. Now even the winged people have become vassals of the human race, and the vassals of these vassals are naturally also vassals of the human race. Fang Fan has absolute leadership over them. The palace of the emperor, tentatively set the 3 major legions. Human Legion, Eldar Legion, and Winged Terran Legion. They are collectively referred to as the Emperor's Army, the Spiritual War Army, and the Wing Teng Army. I personally serve as the leader of the Human Sovereign Legion. The tentative establishment is 10,000. Recruit high-level human races and elites from other races to join. All soldiers who join the Human Sovereign Legion are at least king. The commander of the Lingzhan Legion is concurrently held by the deputy head of Lingshang. The establishment is 100,000. It is mainly formed by the Spirit Clan, and formed in cooperation with other races. All those who join the Lingzhan Legion must be at least in the 9-star realm. The commander of the Yiteng Legion is Yi Lingtian, with a staff of 100,000. It is mainly composed of the Yiren clan and formed in conjunction with other races. All those who join the Yiteng Legion are at least in the 9-star realm. These 3 legions are the foundation of the Emperor's palace. In addition to these 3 major legions, there is also a guarding legion of the Temple of the Desolate God. The deputy head of the temple, Zhang Ao, is also the commander of the legion, who is responsible for guarding the safety of the shrine of the Desolation God and the palace of the emperor. Create 1,000,000. All those who join the guarding legion of the temple must be at least 7 stars. Realm. The strategy is roughly detailed. Mainly divided into 4 groups. The 3 major legions are naturally the so-called main battle legions. Among them, the Human Emperor Legion is the most elite. Although there are only 10,000 establishments, Fang Fan requires that he must be a king to join. There are very few human races who meet this requirement. Therefore, it is destined to only select elites from other races to join the emperor's army. At that time, Fang Fan will personally serve as the head of the Human Sovereign Legion, and he will control the Human Sovereign Legion once and for all. Firmly control the elites of the king realm of all major races in your hands. Among the several races that have joined the palace of the emperor at present, the winged human race has the most battle power in the king's realm, and there are about 12,000 people. The other races, the spirit race plus the 13 vassal races, even if they hollowed out their families, they could only make up 3 or 5,000 kings at most. That is to say, the battle power of the king realm currently possessed in the palace of the emperor, is only 15,000 or 6,000. This number, to be honest, is not a lot, or even, very little. And most of them are to recover the benefits brought by the winged people. A winged human race still has such strength, one can imagine how strong those entry-level forces are. Fang Fan sighed lightly, his eyes twinkling brightly. The winged people can't even touch the edge of the 9th rank forces, and they have so many king realm combat power. And what about the genuine 9th grade forces? What about the higher level 8th rank and 7th rank forces? Fang Fan clenched his fists tightly. Everything has just begun. Humans still have a long way to go if they want to gain a foothold in the forest of 10,000 strong races. You are listening to Novels at Bless Up channel. Wish you happiness and luck. Please subscribe to receive new novels. How do you feel about this novel? Please like and leave a comment. Divine System of the Strongest Card Supplier in the End Times, Doomsday Strongest Card Supplier. Author, Shu Yu. Chapter 649. Everyone, do you have any opinions? If you have any opinions, feel free to raise them. Fang Fan narrowed his eyes and glanced around the crowd. Among the 4 major legions that have been fixed, the organization is different. The Human Sovereign Corps is only 10,000 people in size, but it is definitely the strongest, and it is also the absolute elite of the Human Sovereign Palace. After all, the most basic condition for entering the Emperor's army is the King's realm. As for the Wing Tang Legion and the Spiritual War Legion, although they have 100,000 troops, they are all second-class soldiers, and all soldiers start from the 9-star realm. The last Temple Guardian Legion, although it has 1,000,000 establishments, is the weakest and the most inferior troops. For Fang Fan, he plans to use the Temple Guardian Legion as a reserve. If the 3 major legions want to recruit troops in the future, they can use it. Ling Shang obeys the order of the Hall Master. Ling Shang, the patriarch of the spiritual clan, stood up immediately, and naturally had no objection. Since seeing Fang Fan's methods, Ling Shang is even more determined to Fang Fan. For him, Fang Fan is too strong. Even the powerful winged people can handle it, let alone their spirit race. If you want to destroy the spirit race, it's easy. And Fang Fan's order, he is also quite caring for him. One of the 3 major legion commanders is Ling Shang. With such glory, how could he have any other opinions? Zhang Ao obeys the Lord's orders. Zhang Ao was originally the deputy hall master of the Human Emperor's palace, and he also served as the commander of a temple guarding legion, so it didn't matter. It's just that the face of the winged patriarch, Yi Lingtian, is a little unsightly. They are all 1,000-year-old foxes, and he naturally sees the doorway here clearly. Going on like this, their winged human race, is equivalent to being overhead. According to this model, all the elites of the winged people went to the human sovereign army that Fang Fan personally controlled. And those 9-star and 10-star winged people's foundation, will be divided equally with the spiritual war legion. With this division going on, the winged people, who were originally the most powerful as a whole, became a weak group. Patriarch Yi Lingtian, do you have any other comments? Fang Fan glanced at this guy calmly, and then asked indifferently. At this moment, Fang Fan knows exactly what this person is thinking. He did this, to put it bluntly, by dividing the powerful winged people, and then nibbling them one by one. Absorb the nutrients of the winged human race to protect the entire human emperor's palace. Palace Master, I think it would be better for each ethnic group to establish a legion. On weekdays, they can go out to support their own military expenses, and they don't need to spend a tiny bit of the imperial palace. When it's time to fight, the palace master only needs to give an order to summon them, isn't it better? And when each race gathers together, it can also concentrate its strength in one place, and can better display its combat effectiveness, isn't it? Yi Lingtian stood up and said with a gloomy expression. What he meant, Fang Fan understood. In fact, it is the so-called wolf effect. On weekdays, they are released as wild wolves. When there was a battle to be launched, they all united and rushed out to kill the enemy under the command of the Wolf King. Of course, this is only an ideal situation. As for what the real situation is like, in fact, we don't know. Fang Fan took a deep look at Yi Lingtian. This old guy is very thoughtful. If you really want to do this, you will be raising tigers. At that time, the tail will not be removed, wouldn't it be shooting itself in the foot? Divine System of the Strongest Card Supplier in the End Times, Doomsday Strongest Card Supplier. Author, Shu Yu. Chapter 650. So what? You want to refuse my order? Fang Fan glanced directly at Yi Lingtian, a warning smile appeared on the corner of his mouth. Fang Fan said what he should say. As for whether this guy can comprehend, that's up to him. Seeing Fang Fan's warning gaze, Yi Lingtian twitched the corners of his mouth and sighed inwardly. He should have known that when they arrived at other people's territory, their Yi people would become their meals. Palace Master, I don't want to refuse your order, I just think we can have more choices. Yi Lingtian sighed. If someone dared to threaten him like this before, he would just throw a big-eared scratch at him. But now, people have to bow their heads under the eaves. Oh, the original patriarch Yi Lingtian didn't refuse, that's because I thought too much. If that's the case, then this matter is settled. Follow this plan. Wait until the moment when the army is completely formed. Our imperial palace will also have 4 major legions, with millions of troops. The palace of the emperor will be carried forward in our hands. As a member of the human emperor's palace, you will definitely get a lot of help. Here, I just want to say one thing, I will not treat him badly if I sincerely fight for the emperor's palace. But if you want to secretly destroy the emperor's palace, don't blame me for being ruthless. I can't be a saint, but I don't want to be a butcher. I hope you don't force me. Fang Fan's sharp eyes glanced at the past. The threat is very obvious. Especially on Yi Lingtian, the patriarch of the Yiren clan. Fang Fan kept his eyes on him the longest. Yi Lingtian's body trembled slightly, and then he sighed softly. It's not the era of the winged people, it's time to be silent, then we must be silent. A lot of times, one is brave, and the only one who suffers will be himself. Just when the great cause of building the army of the emperor's palace was in full swing, a summons was suddenly issued to Fang Fan. I come from the 7th rank Force Holy Heaven Alliance. By the order of the leader of the Holy Heaven Alliance. Recruit the 9-rank Power Human Emperor's Hall to join the battlefield of all races. Maintain the order of the bright camp. When the darkness is forever silent, the light will shine on the earth forever. The visitor was a middle-aged man in a silver robe, with sword eyebrows and star eyes, looking quite majestic. 7 powers. Fang Fan pondered to himself, his 9th rank forces were all disguised, 7th rank forces were too far away from him. Who is your excellency? Fang Fan glanced at the visitor and wanted to confirm his identity. The Ginza inspector of the Holy Heaven Alliance, Gong Soon Chang. Please make preparations early, Lord of the Palace. Now the Dark Camp is just around the corner, wanting to compete with us for the Sun Galaxy, and want to drive us out completely. Once they succeed, all races in our bright camp will be slaughtered. This battle is the most important thing. Gong Soon Cheng said with a serious face, then looked at Fang Fan with a look of surprise. It's really too Fang Fan, too young. At such a young age, he established a 9th rank power. At first glance, it is a dragon and a phoenix among people. Although Gong Soon Cheng came from the 7th rank force, the Holy Heaven Alliance, he did not dare to neglect a genius of this level. Fang Fan was at a loss. What light camp, dark camp? For him, all eyes are black. Does this make any difference? Have to be beaten to death?